Okay, okay. So so in the last lecture we had started with the instrumentation of polarimeter, and it consists of ordinary light, that ordinary light vibrating in a different direction, and it consists of polarizer and analyzer, and it also consists of your sample compartment. Okay, and it having one detector. So when you pass this ordinary light, okay, that vibrating in a different direction, when you pass this ordinary light, source of light, okay, that vibrating in a different direction, you will get the single beam of light. Okay, this single beam of light is called as plane polarized light. The single beam of light is called as plane polarized light. When you pass this single beam of light into the sample compartment where the sample is kept, okay, then you are having analyzer and you are detecting that light. Okay, so there is a deflection of light. Okay, and if the sample deflect that this plane polarized light, okay, into any direction, either it is on right hand side or or it is on left hand side, that sample is will be called as optically active sample. Okay, so this is the instrumentation of polarimeter that we had learned in the last lecture. And the optical rotation is detected by instrument that is called as a polarimeter. So this is the instrument, and we are detecting the optical activity by using this instrument. Okay, so you know that in the last lecture again we have learned the optical activity. So optical activity, it is nothing but the ability of a chiral molecule. It is an ability of a chiral molecule to rotate the plane polarized light, that ability is called as optical activity, or the any organic compound which rotate the plane polarized light, any organic compound which rotate the plane polarized light, that compound is called as optically active compound, and that property is called as optical activity, and it is measured by using polarimeter. It is measured by using pol Yes, yes, I am slow. Yes, I am showing slide. Okay, so what happened when I change the slide? Okay, it required it required 20 to 15 minutes to show the slide. Okay, to see the slide on your device. So wait for that much time. Hmm? Now is it visible? Okay, mute yourself. So it is the ability of an organic molecule to rotate the plane polarized light. That compound is called as optically active compound, and that property is called as optical activity. Okay, so chiral compound rotate the plane polarized light, and it is measured by using polarimeter. Okay, so this is the name of that instrument, which from this instrument we can measure the optical activity or optical rotation of any organic compound. Okay, so there are two types of compounds are there. There are how many types of compound? Two types of compound are there. Okay, so that is dextrorotatory and levorotatory. So what is meant by dextrorotatory compound? The compound which rotate plane polarized light in a clockwise direction. The compound which rotate plane polarized light in clockwise direction, that compound is said to be dextrorotatory compound. That compound is said to be, or that compound is called as dextrorotatory compound, and it is denoted by plus sign or small d. It is denoted by plus sign or small d. So the compound which rotate plane polarized light in a right hand side or a clockwise direction, that compound is called as optically active compound. That compound is called as optically active compound, and it is denoted by plus and small d. Then the second compound is your levorotatory compound. So what is my levorotatory compound? The compound which rotate plane polarized light here anti-clockwise direction. What here? It's not a clockwise, it's a anti-clockwise direction. The compound which rotate plane polarized light in a anti-clockwise direction. Anti-clockwise direction. That compound is called as LEO rotatory compound. That compound is called as LEO rotatory compound, and it is denoted by minus sign and small l, minus sign and small l. So these are the two types of compound, that is the dextrorotatory and LEO rotatory compound. And this dexter means a Latin word. Dexter means your Latin word which means right hand side, and LEO means it is a Latin word which means left hand side. Okay, so these are the two types of compound are there, dextrorotatory and LEO rotatory. Dextro means which rotate the plane polarized light in a right hand side. That compound is called as dextrorotatory compound. And the compound which rotate plane polarized light, okay, the compound which rotate that plane polarized light into left hand side, that compound is called as LEO rotatory compound. That compound is called as LEO rotatory compound. ठीक है, that compound is called as LEO rotatory compound. So let me check. Okay. So here the light, here in this light, okay, that plane polarized light. So this is a plane polarized light. Okay, so here it rotating in a clockwise direction. Okay, here this plane polarized light rotating in a anti-clockwise direction. Okay, now this specific rotation. Okay, we'll see this term specific rotation. So this specific rotation, first we'll see the definition of specific rotation. What is meant by specific rotation? So specific rotation is defined as the rotation produced by a solution, of a length of 10 decimeter and a unit concentration, that is gram per ml, for a given wavelength of light at a given temperature, that is called as specific rotation. Specific rotation is defined as the rotation produced by a solution of a length 10 decimeter and a unit concentration, that concentration is in a gram per ml, for a given wavelength of light at a given temperature, that is called as specific rotation. And this usually calculated from observed rotation with the tube of other length of a different concentration by means of equation. So this is the formula to calculate the specific rotation. So this alpha specific rotation T D solvent is equal to alpha upon L and C. So this alpha means observed rotation. Whatever the observed rotation you get in a degrees. Then C is your concentration of solution, okay, that is gram per ml, and L is the length of sample tube, that is in a decimeter. Then this alpha, it is a specific rotation. T means temperature, and D means wavelength of monochromatic light. Which length of wavelength of light you are using for detection. Okay, so this specific rotation, it is the property of organic compound like melting point, boiling point, density and refractive index. So it is the property of organic compound like your melting point, boiling point, refractive index and your density. Okay, so this is the formula to calculate the specific rotation, and it is defined as the rotation produced by a solution of a length of 10 decimeter and a unit concentration, that is in a gram per ml, for a given wavelength of light at a given temperature, that is called as specific rotation. And this is the formula to calculate the specific rotation. Alpha is equal to this alpha upon L and L into C. So this alpha is equal to what? It means observed rotation in a degrees, and C means it is a concentration. ठीक है, and this L means length of sample tube, and this T means temperature, D means wavelength of monochromatic light. ठीक है, so this is the formula to calculate the specific rotation. ठीक है, So the optical rotation is detected by instrument, or the optical rotation, it is detected or measured by an instrument that is called as polarimeter. So the degree of rotation depend on the nature of the compound. So degree of rotation depend on the nature of compound, the temperature, and the solvent and the concentration of solution, and the light and the length of polarimeter tube. So this your degree of rotation, the alpha, the degree of rotation, it depend upon this factor, that is the nature of compound, what is the nature of compound, and it is also depend on temperature, it also depend on solvent, and it depend on the concentration of solution, and the length of the polarimeter tube. So these are the factors, okay, on which this your degree of rotation depend upon. And so it is therefore necessary to introduce some standard by which the rotating power of a different compound may be compared. Okay, so this is the formula to calculate that specific rotation. Now the next point that we are going to learn is chirality. Okay, chirality. So what is meant by chirality? The carbon atom which is attached to four different group, the carbon atom which is attached to four different group, that carbon is called as chiral carbon, so this carbon is called as chiral carbon because this carbon atom is attached to four different groups. So these are chlorine, bromine, fluorine, and hydrogen. These are all four different groups. These all are the four different groups. So that's why this carbon is called as chiral carbon. So chiral carbon means what? The carbon atom which is attached to four different groups, that carbon is called as chiral carbon. The carbon which is attached to four different groups, that carbon is called as chiral carbon. And the example is this carbon, and it is denoted by star. It is denoted by what? Star. So this carbon is a chiral carbon because it is attached to four different groups, this chlorine, bromine, fluorine, and hydrogen. So these all are the four different group. Okay, so these all are the four different group which is attached to this carbon. That's why this carbon is called as chiral carbon. This carbon is called as chiral carbon. And it is also called as dissymmetric carbon. It is also called as asymmetric carbon. It is also called as dissymmetric carbon or a asymmetric carbon. And sometimes this carbon is called as stereogenic center. Sometimes this carbon is called as stereogenic center. So the term asymmetric carbon is rather misleading. It only means that the carbon atom is bonded to four different groups, and that of molecule of this type of lack of symmetry, such molecule is called as asymmetric molecule. So the molecule is called as asymmetric molecule. Asymmetric means the molecule without symmetry. The molecule without symmetry. Asymmetric means the molecule without आवाज ब्रेक होता है. So asymmetry means called as the molecule without symmetry. Okay, so presently the term dissymmetric or chiral carbon is presently this dissymmetric or chiral this name are used, and it was found that the many organic compound which are optically active have one thing common, that is the presence of chiral carbon. And the chiral molecules are always optically active. So it is found that all the optically active compound have one thing common, that is the presence of chiral carbon. So the chiral carbons are always optically active. So remember one point, that the chiral carbons are always optically active. So the presence of the presence of chiral carbon, it means that the compound which having the chiral carbon, that compound will rotate the plane polarized light. That compound is the compound will rotate the plane polarized light, and that compound is called as optically active compound. That compound will called as optically active compound. Okay, so now I will draw some structure of organic compound. Okay, so and you have to tell me whether that compound is optically whether you have to tell me whether that compound is chiral or not. Okay, so can you see this? Can you able to see this page? Okay, Okay, so okay, so this is okay, good. So this is one of the software, and the name of the software is ChemBio Ultra Draw. So they by using this software we can draw the structure of organic compound. Okay, so I am drawing the structure. Okay, and you have to tell me whether that molecule is chiral or not. Okay, so 3 2. Now you have to tell me whether this molecule is chiral or not. Yes, yes. Okay, very good. Because here the carbon is there. Okay, okay, here the carbon is there. So I am right. So this is your chiral, and what is the? It's a achiral. It's a achiral because it having two same atom is attached to this carbon. Okay, so the condition for chirality is what? The condition for the chirality is it should have four different group. So this carbon is attached to this CH3 methyl group, chlorine and hydrogen. So it having these two same groups, so this molecule will not be a chiral molecule. So this compound is called as achiral because it don't have a chiral carbon, and this compound will be optically inactive. This compound will be what? Optically inactive. And you know that the only the chiral molecule rotate the plane polarized light. A chiral molecule will not rotate the plane polarized light in any direction. Okay, so this molecule will be optically inactive. Okay, now again so what this molecule, a chiral molecule does not rotate plane polarized light in any direction. Okay, so the achiral molecule are optically inactive. Okay, so the achiral molecule are optically inactive and the chiral molecule are optically active because chiral molecule rotate the plane polarized light. And I told you that it is found that the optically active compound have one thing common. Okay, that is the presence of chiral carbon, and the compound that having chiral carbon, that compound are called as optically active. That compound are always optically active. And the compound which does not have a chiral carbon, the compound does not have a chiral carbon means this. You have to tell me. Now you have to tell me whether this carbon, okay, whether this carbon is a chiral carbon. Hello, whether this carbon is a chiral carbon. Yes, it's a chiral or achiral? Achiral because it having achiral because it having what? This 2CH2 group. Okay. Now again I'm writing. Now what about this carbon? Whether it is chiral or achiral? Achiral. It it's a chiral carbon. It's a chiral carbon, because this carbon is attached to this C2H5, this tertiary butyl, and hydrogen and bromine. So all these four groups are different. Yes or no? All these four groups are different. Yes, carbon is attached to C2H5, then tertiary butyl, hydrogen and bromine. It means that this carbon is attached to four different groups, and this carbon will be a chiral carbon. This carbon will be a chiral carbon. Okay. So now what about this carbon? Whether it is chiral or achiral? Chiral. Where chiral? Because this carbon is attached. Okay, very good. This carbon is attached to bromine, NH2 amino group and hydroxy group. Okay. And what about this carbon now? This carbon, whether it is chiral or achiral, this simple line represent this is your CH3 group, methyl group. Okay. So now tell me whether it is chiral or achiral. Chiral. Okay. Now, hello. It's a chiral. ठीक है. Now this carbon, chiral or achiral? It's a achiral, because this carbon is not a chiral carbon, because it attached to, these are the two same group, hydrogen and hydrogen. Okay. So for compound to be chiral, it should have four different group, and this carbon is attached to two same group, hydrogen and hydrogen. So that's why it's a achiral. ठीक है. And what about this carbon? This carbon. Hello. What about this carbon? Yes, it's a chiral carbon, because this carbon is attached to your CH3, this whole group, that is CH2, and again it attached to your is this your isopropyl group. Okay. So because of this four different group, this carbon is a chiral carbon. ठीक है. Now what about this carbon? Hello. What about this carbon? Hello. Chiral carbon. ठीक है. Now did you understand what is chiral and chiral carbon, all the student? Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to start another point, that is enantiomer. Okay. Enantiomer. So enantiomer, it is nothing but they are non-superimposable mirror images of each other. Okay. Enantiomer is called as non-superimposable mirror images of each other. Okay. And that non-superimposable mirror images is called as enantiomer of each other. ठीक है. So what is non superimposable, I will explain you. Okay. So these are the two same molecule. Okay. Hello. Okay. Now, okay, now we'll give you, okay, we'll give you one example so you can easily understand what is enantiomer. So enantiomer means what? These are the non-superimposable mirror images of each other. That is called as enantiomer. Enantiomer is nothing but what? Non-superimposable mirror. HBr. Now these two, okay, suppose if consider this line is your mirror, okay, this line is your mirror, okay. So these two are the mirror images of each other. These two are the what? Mirror images of each other, and these are the non-superimposable mirror images. Okay. So what for to understand what you do, you have to imagine that. You have to imagine that just you are what? We are superimposing this second molecule on first molecule. Okay. We are what? Superimposing this first molecule on second molecule. What happened? This OH match to OH. Okay. OH is overlapping on OH, then COH overlapping on COH, but there is a clashing between hydrogen and Br. There is a clashing between what? Hydrogen and bromine. Here the hydrogen and bromines. Okay, so these are the non-superimposable mirror images of each other. That's why this molecule is called as enantiomer. That's why this molecule is called as what? Enantiomer. Okay, now did you understand what is enantiomer? Enantiomer, these are the non-superimposable mirror images of each other. Okay, so to find out that, what you do, just have to take this molecule, you have to imagine that याला असं उचलायचा, बरोबर. उचलला का? हॅलो, हा उचलायचा, हा उचलला ना, असं वरती ठेवायचा. ठेवला वरती? हा ठेवला ना, बघ ना आता. आला ना, हा तर थोडा, हा. सो व्हॉट, वेन यू काय करायचं माहिती आहे का? टू फाइंड आउट वेदर इट इज नॉन सुपर इम्पोजेबल इन मिरर इमेजेस, काय करायचं, जस्ट यू टू टेक दिस मॉलिक्यूल, इमॅजिन करायचं, याला उचलायचं असा, अँड यू टू keep this molecule on the first molecule. Okay, so what happen when you keep this molecule, this OH is overlapping on OH. ठीक है, COH is overlapping on COH carboxyl group, but there is a clashing between bromine and hydrogen. Here the clashing between bromine and hydrogen, it means that these are the non superimposable mirror images of each other. That's why these two molecules are enantiomer of each other. ठीक है, so these are the example of enantiomer. So enantiomer means what? These are the non-superimposable mirror images of each other. That is called as enantiomer. You know what is my enantiomer? Enantiomer, these are the non-superimposable mirror images of each other. ठीक है. Now I am changing this. Now hydrogen. Okay. Now you have to check whether these are enantiomer or not. Just you have to take this molecule. Okay, and try to overlap on the first molecule. ठीक है. Now what happen when you keep this second molecule in the first molecule? What happen? This OH overlap on OH, then this carboxyl group overlap on carboxyl group, and bromine group is at overlap on bromine, and hydrogen overlap on hydrogen. So this is not a enantiomer because it is superimposing on each other. Okay, so these are what? These are not the enantiomer of each other. Enantiomer are nothing but they are non-superimposable mirror images of each other, and this is the example of your what? This is not a enantiomer because it is superimposing. Because it is superimposing, एकमेकावर ओव्हरलॅप होते म्हणून हा enantiomer नाही आहे. बरोबर, समजला? तो ठीक है. Okay, now I will give you the example, and you have to find out whether they are enantiomer or not. ठीक है. Hello. Okay. काय प्रॉब्लेम? येईल. ठीक है. Now you have to tell me whether these two molecules are enantiomer or not. Because what? When you, these are not enantiomer. Okay, because when you keep this molecule in the first molecule, the OH is overlapping on OH, Cl is overlapping on Cl. Okay, that's why they are not mirror images of each other. Okay, they are not a enantiomer. हॅलो, येतोय का आवाज? हां, ठीक है. Now tell me whether these are the enantiomer of each other or not. Yes. Yes, it is a enantiomer because when you keep this second molecule on first molecule, they are non-superimposable mirror images of each other. Okay, you have to imagine this. Okay, you have to take this molecule and you have to try to superimpose on the second molecule. So when you superimpose, what happen? There is a clashing between chlorine and bromine, and here the clashing between chlorine and bromine, but OH and COH overlap. Okay, that's why these are the enantiomer of each other because they are non superimposable mirror images. ठीक है. Okay, now whether these two are enantiomer or not. Enantiomer. ठीक है, very good. Now, hello. Very good. Okay, very good. समजतं रे तुम्हाला? हां. हेलो. दिसतंय enantiomer. थांब कलर मध्ये दाखवतो. ENA. It's a enantiomer. Now, hello. ठीक है. Okay, very good. Okay, very good. Now, any doubt regarding this chiral compound and enantiomer? No. सगळं समजलं? Good, very good. ठीक है. Thank you. So what in the next lecture, what I will share you one link of Google Classroom. Okay, I will prepare the Google Classroom, and on that I will upload some assignment. ठीक है, so you have to solve that assignment, and any you have any doubt, you can ask me. ठीक है. ओके. ठीक आहे मग काय. हो PDF बनवून. आणि खूप इझी बरं हे स्टिरिओ केमिस्ट्री एकदम इझी आहे, फक्त इंटरेस्ट पाहिजे. सॅम्पल म्हणजे आपल्याला ज्याचे ऑप्टिकल ॲक्टिव्हिटी मेजर करायची आहे. सॅम्पल नाही, त्याच्यामध्ये आपण एक ट्यूब असते. ट्यूबमध्ये आपण आपलं जे सोल्युशन प्रिपेअर केलं असतं त्याची ऑप्टिकल ॲक्टिव्हिटी आपल्याला मेजर करायची. ते फक्त त्या सॅम्पल कंपार्टमध्ये ठेवायचं ट्यूब. ठीक आहे. थँक्यू. ओके.